וירא אליו אדוני באלוני ממרא, והוא יושב פתח האוהל כחום היום. וישא עיניו וירא, והנה 3 אנשים ניצבים עליו. וירא לקראתם מפתח האוהל, וישא.
It is written, no man may see God and live. Yet the scriptures declare that the patriarchs did see a man or an angel equated with God. So who was it that they saw? Listen, it is written, no man may see God and live. Yet the old covenant states times when they did see a man or an angel equated with God. So who was it that they saw? Theophany. It's Abraham set by his tent in the heat of the day, swatting flies and mosquitoes away. He looked up and saw 3 men meters away in the distance. So he arose and hurried from the entrance of his tent. Then he bent low down to the ground. In a position of submission, he voiced his petition. If I have found favor in your eyes, my Lord, I beg of you, do not pass this servant by. But let some water be brought so you can all wash your feet and wait in the shade of the tree as I prepare something to eat, that you may be refreshed when you go on your way. Very well, they answered, do as you say. As they ate the lavish meal, Abraham stood by like a servant waiting to fulfill his master's will. Cause he understood that one of the 3 was the invisible Lord, manifested in physical form. And the scriptures testify that this man, when referring to himself, used the name of the Most High and prophesied that he would return in a year to give Abraham and Sarah a child, and alas, it came to pass. So is it really crass to say that God became a man? And is it contrary to the faith of Abraham? Then who was it that he saw in the afternoon heat, eating bread and meat with dusty feet and all? It is written, no man may see God and live. Yet the scriptures declare that the patriarchs did see a man or an angel equated with God. So who was it that they saw? Listen, it is written, no man may see God and live. Yet the old covenant states times when they did see a man or an angel equated with God. So who was it that they saw? Theophanies.
Let me just summarize a few things for you. Summary of the evidence of the Tanakh. The Hebrew Bible states that no one can see God, and yet at times it says that people saw him. So who is it they saw? The Hebrew Bible speaks of God occasionally manifesting himself on the earth, apparently in human form. Yet as God, he sits enthroned in the highest heavens. How can both of these things be true? The Hebrew Bible makes reference to God's word as a concrete entity worthy of praise, sent on divine missions. The psalmist sometimes would speak of God, whose word I praise. This word is active in the world. What is meant by this word? And then we see the revelation of the divine nature of the Son, the theophanies, God revealing himself, appearing in the Tanakh. Who is it that they saw? The Son, who's the manifest of the Father's brightness. And then Isaiah 9:6 and Isaiah 45:7, where respectively the Messianic King is called El Gibor, mighty God, Elohim, God, 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 God. Who did Isaiah see? No one can see God. Who did the elders of Israel see? No one can see God. Who did Jacob see? No one could see God. Who did Abraham see? No one can see God. Yet they all saw him. If Yahweh could appear in a physical form and walk among us on the earth, whether it was for 2 minutes or 10 minutes, or 2 hours or 10 hours, if he could do that while remaining God in heaven, then a fundamental objection to the incarnation has just been overcome. A fundamental objection that God could not live among us in the person of his Son. If he could live among us for hours, he could live among us for years, while still remaining the unseen, invisible, eternal God in heaven.